Hello there. I wanted to do a short video to show how the microtonal capabilities of Dorico 2.1, which was released in August, how it works. So I'm not going to, talk about the regular functions of the program. If you've used Sibelius or Finale, then you can, transition to this pretty easily. It's not that difficult. They have very good online documentation. There's a Facebook group and a forum on their website where you can ask questions, about how to do this and that, and they're very responsive. Um, so I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just going to talk about the microtonal capability. So over here on the side, you can see, you have like clefs and time signatures and dynamics and all kinds of stuff. This is just for the tonality system here. Okay, so you can see that there's a drop down menu. It comes with 12 EDO and 24 EDO as defaults. When you design your own tuning system and add it, then it appears in the drop down menu. So this odd dodecatonic is the one that I entered for that piano piece that I recently posted. Now, once you've created a tuning and defined your accidentals, for that tuning, they will appear in this panel so that as you're entering notes, you can add the accidental that you want. Okay, so now let's go ahead and I'll show you the process for entering a tuning from scratch. Okay, so you click on the plus sign, edit tonality system, you name it whatever you want. Now the first thing needs to be done is you need to define the divisions between the actual letter name notes, right? This is a staff notation system. So you have A through G, and then you have accidentals to alter those 7 notes. And you can have as many accidentals as you want. There's no limit to that as far as I know. But first you have to just define, the intervals between A through G. Now you notice here it says divisions per octave 12, meaning semitone division. And then you can see that there's either 1 or 2 semitones between the notes. Okay, now you don't specify the divisions. You can't change that. What happens is as you change the divisions here, it will update how many divisions per octave you are working with. So for example, if I just, add a 0 to each of these, then you can see that now we're working with 120 divisions per octave. If I add yet another 0, basically now we're doing cents, right? So now the divisions per octave 1200, and you can see that semitones are 100 cents and whole steps are 200 cents. Now you can go to 1/10 of a cent resolution by doing this, and now you can see divisions per octave is 12,000 or 1/10 of a cent. So as you have to compute what you want for these, and as you add them, luckily this helps you see whether you computed correctly, because if you put in your intervals here and it doesn't come out to what you wanted, then you made a mistake somewhere. It doesn't have to be like cents or tenths of a cent. It could be any number of divisions per octave. As far as like doing divisions of Bolin Pierce or something that's different from an octave, I'm not sure how you would do that. It probably could be done. You would have to have like a mad amount of accidentals, and you would have to remember which notes to use them on whatever. So, maybe that's a limitation here, as it's kind of designed for octave repeating scales more than other scales. Okay, so now once you've defined your divisions for the letter name notes, you go to your accidentals. So notice there's a default accidental here, which is a natural sign. So if you want to add your own accidentals, you click here, okay? So now what's selected automatically is standard accidentals for 12 EDO, right? So if you, let's select the sharp and add the glyph, right? Or you could select whatever you want. And then you specify the pitch delta, whether it's going to raise or lower the note that you add it to. Okay. Now, this drop-down menu is a little crazy because it has all the possible symbols that the program has. So, for example, it starts with accordion symbols. Now, I don't know. I guess you could maybe use these as accidentals if you wanted, but the point is you've got to wait. Let me get rid of this. You probably want to find the sets that are actually accidental. So look, here's Arabic accidentals, right? Then there's Aral Ezgi Uzdilek accidentals. Then there's Athenian sagittal extension accidentals, right? And what else? Extended Helmholtz Ellis accidentals. Okay, so for each of these, you can pick one that you want, and you don't have to only use ones from the same set. You could mix and match sets. So you have your accidental here. You can, I believe, the idea is you can like change the size. You can maybe like distort it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I think you can also import glyphs if you have some graphic thingy, whatever. You can import and make your own accidentals. So let's say I want to use this accidental in my tuning, and I want it to raise the pitch by a certain amount. And remember, you've got to compute this in the same divisions that you use. So if you use 12,000 as your 12,000 EDO as your divisions, then you got to remember that this is, within that system. So when I click OK, it adds that accidental, and it says, that it's 33 plus, meaning plus 33 out of 12,000 divisions. That is, it's going to raise 33 out of 12,000 for that accidental. Okay, and then once you put all your accidentals in and your divisions are done, then you click OK, and then that will appear in the drop-down menu, and all the accidentals that you selected and defined will appear in this panel, so that when you're entering notes, you can use the accidentals. And that's about it. The one thing that's a little weird to get it to work, it does explain in the documentation, is that you have to put in a key signature, even if there's no key signature, meaning you have to put in at least a blank key signature. Because if you put in a note and select it and then try to change the tuning without putting in a new key signature, even if it's blank, it will revert back to the previous tuning. So that's a little tricky. I don't know why it works that way, but as long as you do that, it's no problem at all. And that's about it, I guess. It's relatively simple once you figure it out. So if you have any other questions, just ask them in the comments. All right.